Good morning, everybody. Hope we're all doing well. It's been about a week since my last YouTube video, so it's time for another one. If you're new around here, I'm an eBay reseller based in the UK. I mainly sell, like I say, on eBay. I've just started cross-listing over to Vinted, and that's sort of my business. It's kind of what we do. And we've got a clothing shop next door. I'll pop up some B-roll of what that looks like. It's a high street shop as well, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about all things eBay, all things reselling, and all things 2025. So as you obviously know, if you've got some sort of calendar in your house, you will definitely know this. The end of the year is approaching, which means the next year is starting, which means it's time to start thinking about what you want to do for 2025, what you want your business to look like in 2025, what you want your life to look like. I'm a little bit wary setting goals that are too big because I've done it in the past and you kind of get disheartened by doing it, but I think it is important to sort of set a goal. I can't even remember what my 2024 goals were. I might have to look back and see what they were, but I'm pretty sure I did make a video on it. But yeah, I think it is important to just outline some simple goals and some simple sort of ways you want to live your life, what you want to achieve in that year. So that's what we're going to talk about. So let's get down to business and talk about why I'm making this video for first off. So I was recently talking to a mate and he sort of said, what did you do like if you weren't doing what you're doing at the minute, if you didn't have a shop and you didn't have the eBay and you weren't sort of doing this gig? And I kind of panicked, I can't lie. I kind of thought, shit, this is kind of it for me. This is like, at the moment, with my current skill set and my current position of age, like I say, skill set, is kind of my best opportunity, by a long shot, by the way. In market value, if I went back to the workforce, 25 grand a year, maybe. If I worked more hours, maybe I could get 30 grand and build from there. But yeah, I'm not in a position where I can go and earn X amount somewhere, like big money somewhere. And big money is different for everyone. Maybe you think 30 grand's a lot, which is a good wage where I currently live. That is decent money. But living in a small town, yeah, you don't need as much as if you lived in London, right? So the wages are less. Anyway, it kind of flipped the switch in my head and I thought, right, if I've got to make this happen now, I've got to milk this opportunity for all it's worth. And another thing that's made me sort of flip is, we've only got a certain amount of, if you do the same thing I do, we've only got a certain amount of time to do it. You know, with the advancements of AI, all these different methods and cheaper clothing coming into the market, and whatever else is going to happen with AI, we don't even know. But this gig is not going to last forever. Reselling will, but the way it looks at the minute definitely won't. It will eventually filter out and become less profitable because there'll be more people doing it. And eventually we're gonna essentially lose our jobs to AI or whatever it's going to be, or potentially lose how much money we can earn. So we've only got, who knows, maybe it's 10 years, maybe it's 15, maybe it's 3 years, but there is a time limit on this, and it kind of scared me into action. So what am I going to do in 2025 to milk it for all it's worth? I've sat down and I've got the pen and pad out. I love getting a pen and pad out and doing a bit of maths. I kind of ran the numbers for where I want to be and what it will take to get there. So at the minute, I've got around 650 items listed in my store. I list 11 a day and I sell around 7.5 on average per day, usually at a £10 profit. And that's 7 days a week. So work out the maths there and you'll work out how much money I'm roughly earning. But yeah, that's not where I want to cap this. At the start of last year, I was on 4 a day and I've now gone up to 11. So I've shown myself that I can really grow this if I just buckle down, which is what I'm going to do. So I ran the maths, like I say, and I've worked out what 50 grand a year looks like doing what I'm currently doing just through the eBay. And for me, with my store and my sort of metrics, it looks like 1,200 currently listed in the store. It looks like listing 17 a day, selling average of 15 a day. If I can do that, I'll be hitting 50 grand profit per year. Obviously, these numbers are just numbers, and they don't mean anything until you actually get there and do it. And maybe when I get there and do it, I realise there's more bottlenecks than I realised, and it's going to be harder to maintain that. But that is the maths. That is how it works out. Given all the things stay the same, that is 50 grand a year. And if I can get to that point, that'll put me in a really good position then to get to where I want to go in life, with buying a house, paying that house off, holidays, starting a family, all these sort of things. But it's crunch time now for me, and I've really got to kick my ass into gear. And 2025, not because I've all of a sudden become motivated, quite the contrast, I'm kind of dreading it, I've got to kick my ass into gear, and it's got to happen now. That's the difference for me now, is this is no longer a choice. This is something I feel obliged to do. Given the opportunity I've got, I know a lot of people, a lot of my friends are just into 9 to 5s, grafting, and they can't increase their wages. They're thinking, maybe if I really perform this year and really graft, I get 5% extra, because that's the position I was in when I was working a normal job. If you work hard all year, your only benefits are, one, you get paid every month and you keep your job, and if you really work hard, and you might get a Christmas bonus and like a 3% increase on your wages. It's not ideal, right? That's the only way you can all get promoted, which sometimes in some companies is harder than it needs to be. So the fact you can increase your wages by £1 a month, if you're a reseller, if you want to increase your wages by £1 a month, your profit by £1 a month, it's only 3 extra sales a day at £10 profit. Like, that's not impossible to do. It might be if you're at 50 a day already, but if you're at, like me, 11, it's not unreasonable to expect 3 extra sales a day eventually. So, but if you're in a 9 to 5, you work in an office, or you work somewhere like Tesco's or somewhere like this, to increase by an extra £1,000, you'd have to work 100 extra hours, or like 80, because the minimum wage is like £12 now. Yeah, we have it so easy as resellers. We have the opportunity, and I think I personally have been milking it for all it's worth, but in other ways I've been doing the minimum, getting by, growing it where I can, but just kind of doing what I can, and then going to have loads of free time, right? So the last year I've done great. I've grown the business, I've 3x my business, but I've also just done that in the day and then gone, you know what, I'm just going to chill out and do my hobbies, which is great, and it's been great fun. But now I want to just knuckle down, smash it, milk it for all it's worth, and really make a go at it. Not that I think 50k is the pinnacle of reselling. I think you can earn much more. It's difficult in the UK, but there is people doing like 100k a year, doing the exact same model as what I'm doing. So I'm not going to cap myself at 50k, but if I get to 50k next year, I'll be so happy with that. I'll be so proud. Yeah, I haven't come on here to brag. Like I say in most videos, I am a bumbling idiot. I know nothing. Someone's given me a camera and they've let me sign up for YouTube, and no one's checking on me, so I say what I want. It's great, and I'm you know, no one's stopping me at the minute, so I'm going to keep on doing it. But yeah, take all this with a pinch of salt, but maybe run your own numbers, do the maths, say how many are you selling at the minute versus how many have you got listed, and multiply that out to see how many you would need to be listing and how many you would need listed to sell the amount you want to. Obviously it's not an exact science, because if I all of a sudden started listing iPhones, brand new iPhones for below market value, it wouldn't matter, they would all sell in a day anyway. But yeah, you've got to work it out and base it on the fact you would keep the same level of stock, quality of stock, as you currently do. That's kind of, you can't just start making numbers up. You've got to run it off your current business model. So that's basically what I've done. That's what the numbers are telling me, and I'm quite excited by it, because I know for an absolute fact it is more than possible for me to do it. I've got to change my daily routine a little bit. One thing I am going to start doing is come in the morning. Well, I'll start from the back end of the day. It kind of makes more sense that way. So at the end of the day, the last hour of the day, between like 4 and 5 o'clock, I'm going to start getting my photographs done for the next day. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to between 4 and 5 in the afternoon, photograph 10 items or 11 items ready for the morning. So when I come in the morning, I don't have to do my photos. I can just straight up list, get them done by, you know, an hour being here, and then I can sit on Vinted and snipe for most of the day. At the minute, I dread taking the pictures. I don't mind it when the pictures are done. I don't mind sitting out the front and listing. It's just getting over the mental barrier, and sometimes I waste an hour sat out the front, sort of just procrastinating. So if I can get my pictures done back end of the day when I feel a little bit more motivated, I don't know if anyone else feels that way. At back end of the day, I feel like I can, you know, I'm a bit more awake, I'm a bit more with it, I've got a bit more momentum behind me. Back end of the day, things seem to be a little bit easier for me. So I'm going to get the bad bit done at the end of the day. It seems counterproductive, but I think I'm going to try it, I'm going to work it, see how it goes. I know a few other resellers do the same thing. Set yourself up to win for the next day. And the reason why that's going to be so beneficial is it's going to give me so much more time to source on Vinted. I can sit on Vinted all day now if I want to. If I can do that, we'll be winning. So yeah, hopefully this video doesn't come across as me trying to brag or trying to be pretentious or in any way. Please don't take it that way. It is just me rambling my maths at you. just to show you that 50 grand a year is very much doable reselling. And obviously if you want 100 grand a year at £10 profit, you just double that. So 2.5 items, 2.5k listed, and listing every day, what would that be? 34. So it's doable if you have contacts that can get you 34 items a day. You can. I just thought I'd come on and just share that, how I'm thinking about how to grow, and it's not just me going, hope I can earn 50k next year. No, I've got a set number in my head of going, this, you're not going to earn 50k unless you're doing this. So I'm not just up with the fairies going, oh, maybe I'll earn 50k next year. I absolutely know that what I need is 1,250 listed currently in the store active, and listing 17 a day, all at the current quality and standard that I'm currently doing at £10 profit per item, and that will get me 50k a year profit. And then obviously I've got to pay rent and all that crap out of that, but still that'll be a very good base for me to start building my life on. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you go away now and run your own numbers and see where you want to be next year, and see if it's possible, and see what is possible, and etc. And you get a better idea. Don't just go into next year on a whims. Whoa, let's hope we can win. Let's hope we can get 50k. Let's hope we can get to 100k this year. No, sit down, work out what your average profit is per item, and actually do the numbers and work out how many sales you need, how many listed you need to get that many sales, and how many you need to be listing per day to get that many sales. And once you do the maths, the mental clarity is great, and it helps you have a purpose, have a goal, have a reason why you're scaling. Yeah, and have fun with it, because it might not last forever and we might be back to 9 to 5s before we know it. So take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe. We're getting very close to 2k subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Take care. Bye bye.